Once upon a time in the warm heart of Africa, there was a little red tortoise who lived with his family. Now, this little tortoise was no ordinary creature. He was born only once every 1,000 years. And even though he was very young, he had a deep understanding and wisdom beyond his age. The other tortoises respected him for his insights and knowledge. They would often gather around him, eager to learn from his unique perspective on things. One day, while the tortoises were enjoying the warm sun and munching on some juicy berries, a giraffe came along. Being tall and strong, the giraffe easily snatched up the other tortoises one by one and gobbled them up. Only the little red tortoise was left behind. He knew he couldn't outrun or outmuscle the giraffe, so he had to be clever. Taking a deep breath, he closed his eyes and pretended to be just another rock. The giraffe came closer, examined him, and then sauntered away, believing it was just a plain stone. After the coast was clear, the little red tortoise set out to find some wise animals who could help him come up with a plan to defeat the giraffe and protect his people. His journey led him to an anthill where he asked the ants if they had any ideas. But the ants, always busy with their work, didn't bother to help him. Disappointed, he moved on. He then came across a group of mice playing by the river. The little red tortoise explained his predicament to them, hoping they could assist him. However, the mice, being too small and afraid of the giraffe, refused to help, feeling disheartened but determined. The little red tortoise continued his quest. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the savanna, the little red tortoise came across a baobab tree. Under its wide canopy sat a wise old turtle. The little red tortoise poured out his worries to the old turtle, asking for advice on how to defeat the cunning giraffe. The old turtle, after listening patiently, spoke in a voice that rumbled like distant thunder. "Little one, you are indeed special. You possess a quality that the others do not, and it lies dormant within you." The little red tortoise was puzzled. "I don't understand, wise turtle. What quality do you speak of? I am just a small tortoise, no different from the others." The old turtle looked at the little red tortoise with knowing eyes and said, "You're not like the others. You're brave enough to face the giraffe alone. The rest cowered in fear, but you ventured forth seeking help. That, little one, is the quality I speak of. The others lacked courage, but you have it in abundance. You are the one who can save your people, little tortoise, but you must look inside yourself to find the way." With these words, the old turtle dismissed the little red tortoise, leaving him to ponder over his words. As the little red tortoise contemplated the old turtle's words under the star-studded sky, he realized that he had indeed been brave. While the others had been consumed by fear, he had taken action. No one else had dared to stand up to the giraffe, and that gave him strength. He remembered how he had outsmarted the giraffe by pretending to be a stone. If he could deceive such a powerful creature, then he could certainly devise a plan to defeat it. Filled with newfound confidence, the little red tortoise started thinking of ways to defeat the giraffe. He recalled how the giraffe had easily captured the other tortoises because they were slow and predictable. But what if they could act in a way the giraffe wasn't expecting? That's when it hit him. The other tortoises were afraid of the giraffe, but what if they made the giraffe afraid of them? The little red tortoise knew that he needed to make the giraffe think that the tortoises were dangerous. He had an idea. But he knew he needed the help of the creatures he had previously sought help from. The ants and the mice. He returned to the anthill and politely asked the ants for assistance. Remembering his bravery, the ants agreed to help him. Then he went to the riverbank and called the mice, explaining his new plan. The mice, realizing the danger they had been in and eager to be part of something bigger, joined him. Together, the three unlikely allies marched back to the giraffe's territory. They found the giraffe dozing under a tree, completely unaware of the danger that was about to befall him. The little red tortoise and the mice crept closer to the sleeping giraffe, and with the help of the ants, they began to pull the giraffe's tail. At first, the giraffe swatted them away with his powerful legs. But the little red tortoise had anticipated this. He had brought along some berries that tasted bitter to the giraffe. As the giraffe slept, the little red tortoise and the mice continued pulling his tail, occasionally placing the bitter berries near his nose. The more the giraffe tried to swat them away, the more the berries went up his nose. Soon, the giraffe sneezed violently, trying to get rid of the irritating berries. This caused him to toss and turn, kicking up dust and creating a loud ruckus. Startled by the commotion, the other tortoises emerged from their hiding places. Seeing the giraffe in distress, they understood that the little red tortoise had a plan. They joined in, each one pulling on the giraffe's tail and dropping more bitter berries near his nose. The giraffe panicked. He had never experienced such torment before. In his frenzy, the giraffe ran around, crashing into trees and trampling over the bushes. The more he struggled, the deeper the berries went up his nose. Finally, unable to bear it any longer, the giraffe ran away as fast as he could, hoping to reach water and wash away the irritating berries. The other tortoises cheered. They had won. But the little red tortoise knew that their victory wouldn't last long if the giraffe were to return. They had to drive him away permanently. Thinking quickly, the little red tortoise shouted, "Everyone, follow me." He led all the tortoises to the riverbank where the water was shallow enough for them to cross. Then they all walked upstream until they reached a spot where the water was deep and the current was strong. The little red tortoise told the others, "This is where we will make our stand." When the giraffe came back, tired and furious, he saw all the tortoises lined up on the bank ready to jump into the river. The sight of so many tortoises scared him. He hesitated, unsure of what to do. Taking advantage of the giraffe's hesitation, the little red tortoise yelled, "Attack!" All the tortoises jumped into the river and began swimming towards the other side. The giraffe panicked. He couldn't swim and was terrified of drowning. Seeing the strong current, he turned tail and fled. From that day on, the giraffe never returned to the watering hole. The tortoises have won, and they owed it all to the little red tortoise. He had saved them, not with brute force, but with brains and courage. The other tortoises finally understood what the old turtle meant. True strength doesn't always come from physical power, but often from the power of the mind and the bravery of one's spirit. And so, the little red tortoise, the ants, and the mice became heroes of the savannah, proving that even the smallest and seemingly weakest creatures can triumph when they work together and believe in themselves. Their victory echoed through the grasslands, becoming a legend that taught generations of animals the importance of unity, courage, and wisdom. The tale of the little red tortoise reminds us that it's okay to be different. We should celebrate what makes us unique because it's what truly sets us apart and helps us to achieve great things. Just like the little red tortoise, we all have a special quality inside of us waiting to be discovered and utilized. All we need is a little belief in ourselves and a willingness to embrace what makes us special. If you enjoyed this African folktale, we've got more for you. Click on the recommended video to continue watching. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more folktales and fables.